We have a crisis on our hands, and it's not what you think. It's not a skill shortage, it's not a knowledge gap, it's not a strategy problem. It's a courage deficit. And it's an epidemic. I'm watching leaders everywhere, drowning in data, paralyzed by permission seeking, imprisoned by peer approval. Meanwhile, their businesses suffer, their people disengage, and opportunities vanish. The harsh truth here, most leaders today are cowards. Strong word, I know, but I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to wake you up. Just look around. Companies spending millions on consultants to tell them what they already know. CEOs afraid to challenge their boards even when they see the right path forward. Managers keeping toxic employees because they fear difficult conversations. Team leaders tolerating customer abuse rather than defending their people. This is the leadership crisis of our time, and it is killing your business, one gutless decision at a time. Let me show you what real courage looks like. I'll tell you about Sergio, a BMC alumni who heard me talking about firing PETA clients. Sergio is the CEO of a mid-sized manufacturing company. One of his larger clients was notorious for abusing his customer service team, demeaning them, making sexist comments, and mistreating his staff. This client represented 20% of their revenue, a massive account. Most CEOs would look the other way. That's just business. They'd say, we need that account. Immediately following BMC, Sergio personally called the CEO and said, "We're terminating our relationship," he said. "The way you treat my people is unacceptable." The client was shocked. He tried to backpedal. He offered more money. Sergio didn't budge. "Our team's dignity isn't for sale," he said, and hung up. His leadership team panicked. How will we replace that revenue? What about our shareholders? Are you crazy? Fast forward 6 months, the team morale skyrocketed. Their productivity jumped 35% and turnover dropped to 0. And the story spread, attracting better clients who shared their values. They replaced the lost revenue in 90 days and doubled it in a year. That is the courage dividend. But this deficit isn't just in business, it's everywhere. Like Dr. Mary Bassett, who resigned as New York's health commissioner when politics began overriding public health. She could have stayed quiet, kept her prestigious position, collected her substantial paycheck. Instead, she chose courageous truth-telling. "I cannot remain silent," she said. "The integrity of public health is non-negotiable." She walked away from power and prestige to protect her most valuable asset, her integrity. Or James Reed, who took over a failing retailer, Ashley Stewart, a company serving predominantly black women. Wall Street wanted to liquidate it, to shut it down, to write it off. Reed saw something different, a community that needed this company, women who depended on these jobs. Against all advice, he invested his own money, transformed the business model, rallied the community. Everybody called him crazy. "It's just business," they said. "Cut your losses." 3 years later, Ashley Stewart was profitable again. The communities it served were thriving, and Reed proved courage beats conventional wisdom. This is the leadership we desperately need. Not more strategy, not more data, not more best practices, but the guts to stand up for what's right, challenge destructive norms, protect your people at all costs, make the unpopular decision, and risk being the exception. Let me be brutally honest. Your fancy MBA is worthless if you don't have the courage to act on your convictions. Your brilliant strategy means nothing if you're too scared to implement it. Your values are just wall decorations if you abandon them when they're inconvenient. The moment of truth comes when standing up costs you something, when defending an employee might lose a client, when speaking truth might damage your reputation, when doing what's right might hurt your bottom line. That's when we discover who the real leaders are. So what about you? Where is your courage deficit showing up? Are you tolerating toxic behavior because addressing it feels uncomfortable? Are you following industry best practices even when your gut says they're wrong? Are you putting shareholders above employees because that's what everybody else does? The disease of modern leadership is conformity. Everybody reading the same books, following the same McKinsey consultants, implementing the same strategies, afraid to stand out, terrified of criticism. But here's what history teaches us. Every great leader was, first and foremost, a courageous deviant. They challenged norms. They defied conventions. They risked ridicule. And that is how they changed the world. Time for your courage audit. Number one, when was the last time you made a decision that was right but unpopular? How often do you speak truth to power, even when it might cost you? And number three, do you defend your team members against abusive customers or toxic leaders? Number four, are you willing to be the exception in an industry following the wrong path? If you're struggling with these questions, you've identified your courage deficit. So now you share one courageous decision you're going to make this week in the comments below. Your team is waiting, your business is watching, your legacy is forming. The choice is yours, but remember, history rarely remembers the cowards. It always remembers the courageous. Which will you be?